Shalom, shalom. Get started. Before I get started, I'm going to say all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Salute to the men out there teaching the fullness of the scriptures in these times, to the hopeful elect, scattered abroad like into a speck of bird, tabernacle of King David, 144,000 mighty men. Peace, blessings, salutations. Look forward to your rulership in the kingdom to come. To the remnant, men, women, children. Shalom, right? So, once again, out here through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, bring out the truth of the scriptures to so-called blacks, Latinos, Native American, and speckled bird Israelites that will be scattered into all nations, looking like the heathen. You know, you see somebody in another nation, they might have that little swag about them. They might be able to sing, or they might be hella talent, whatever. Most likely they're Israelite, because we the salt of the earth. But as the title of like the title of the camp today, Jacob and Esau is the main characters, man. Yeah, the other nations is involved, and they get mentioned: Moab, Chinese man, Ammon, Japanese man, Ishmael, Arab over there, whatever other nations, Hamites, the so-called Africans or whatever, you know what I mean? But the main character is Jacob and Esau. So Jacob and Esau is the main characters. So let's start out with, we're going to get that Hebrew verse. 11. Yeah, come. Hebrews chapter 11 and 20. By faith, Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau concerning the things to come. By faith, Isaac blessed Jacob. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 20. By faith, Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau concerning things that are to come. So let's get into that. Let's go to Genesis now. It's not that bad this week. I know January, that's when it get crazy out here. The whole month of January and part of February, that's when it get crazy. Let's go to birth of Esau and Jacob. Let's go to Genesis chapter 25, and let's start at 19. Genesis 25 and 19. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethulah, the Syrian of Padanaram, the sister of Laban the Syrian. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the child, Salakia. And the children, I said child, but I heard a noise. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire the Lord, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, And the elder shall serve the younger, and the elder shall serve the younger. Esau came out first. But going back to them being foretold before the children even arrived, what was going to be their destiny, what was going to be the outcome. You know what I mean? 24. Genesis 25 and 24. And when her days to deliver were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother. See, so Esau came out first, and it said the elder shall serve the younger, right? And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years when he bare them, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. And so they say, I seen this thing where the dude was talking about Esau can't be the white man, Esau is not the white man, blah, 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 blah. It's clear, it describes, it describes, it's giving descriptions of his appearance, his ways, and then you just look around and you match, and you go, that's him right there. That's him right there. That's him. Love, who you see taking pictures with animals still going on the safaris over there, paying all that money and all of that to kill animals, buffalo and elephants and lions. You go in their house, you go in their cabin in the woods or whatever, they got heads all over the wall and all kind of shit. Who is that? Who is that? And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in his tents. Yeah. Isaac Love. I want to go on to 27 now. Let's get to 27. Right, we starting off the beginning of Jacob and Esau, right? Let's go Genesis 27 now, and let's go to let's start at Rebecca. Let's start at Rebecca and Jacob's scheme. Genesis 27 and 6. Before we get that part, let's get this in Hebrews. Not Hebrews, Romans. Romans chapter 9 and verse. Passing through the intersection, they blow their horn because head's stupid. They still trying to beat the trains. But Romans, because people would say, well, Jacob stole, maneuvered. It wasn't really his birthright. He supplanted Esau. Blah 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 blah. Right. So let's go Romans chapter 9 verse 9. For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. We read about that in Genesis 25 chapter, right? Romans 9 and 10. And not only this, but when Rebecca also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, even have done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that called. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. That. So before all of the scheming and plotting and all of that, it was already written that this the way it was going to be. So the Lord the Lord controls everybody's steps. Ain't no free will. So Rebecca already understood what was to take place, and the Lord put it on her spirit to make moves to accomplish the Lord's will. Let's read it again, because the train going now. Romans chapter 9, verse 9. For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, neither had done any good or evil, the children being not yet born. They ain't did nothing yet. They still in the womb. They was fighting in the womb, though. But they still didn't do no evil. It was already set in stone what was going to happen. It was already set in stone. The Lord told Rebekah while she was still pregnant. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? Yahweh forbid. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. Yeah, the Lord already chose it before it happened. So now when you get back over here to Genesis, and you get back to Genesis 27 and 6. Let's go. Yeah, let's start at 6. Start at 6. And Rebekah spake, Genesis 27 and 6. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob, her son, saying, Behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, Bring me venison, and make me savory meat, that I may eat and bless thee before the Lord, before my death. So yeah, going back to it, we started out in Hebrews. I started out Hebrews chapter 11, verse 20, with how Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau about things to come in the future. So this is going into the blessing right here, how it broke down, how it fell down, or how it came to pass, rather. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob, her son, saying, Behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, Bring me venison, and make me savory meat, that I may eat, and bless thee before the Lord before my death. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee. Go now to the flock, and fetch me from thence two good kids of the goats, and I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth. And thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. And Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, Behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. Esau was a furball. 26, Genesis 27 and 12. My father preadventure will fill me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me, and not a blessing. And his mother said unto him, Upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice and go fetch me them. And he went and fetched and brought them to his mother, and his mother made savory meat, such as his father loved. Yeah, the Lord set this up so he couldn't win. How how you going how you going to outcook your mama? Your pops wants something to eat. He on his dying bed. He getting ready to die. And he want a nice cooked meal. And his wife that he loved been cooking for him for all these years. She cook up the meal and give it to Jacob because he was set up to win. He was set up to win. 13. And his mother said unto him, Upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice and go fetch me them. And he went and fetched and brought them to his mother. And his mother made savory meat, such as his father loved. And Rebekah took goodly raiment of the eldest son Esau, which were in her house, and put them on Jacob, her younger son. And she put the skins of the kinds of the goats upon his neck, and upon the smooth of his neck. And she gave the savory meat and bread which she had prepared into the hand of Jacob, her son Jacob. And he came unto his father and said, My father. And he said, Here am I, who art thou? My son. And Jacob said unto the father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. I have done according to thy badest me. Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat my venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac said unto his son, How is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, Because the Lord thy power brought it to me. That's the truth. That's the truth. The Lord put the spirit on his mama to whip that joint up quick. So all of the prophecies that the Lord said was going to come to pass could play out. And Isaac said to Jacob, Come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. And Jacob went near unto Isaac, his father, and he felt him and said, The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. Yeah. So even he had a little doubt, but the Lord still let him go forward with what he had to do. He had to bless Jacob in the fashion that Jacob needed to be blessed. It all had to play out the way it needed to play out. 23. And he discerned him not, because his hands were very hairy. Yeah, the hairy. Rebecca put the skin of some goats, some goat skin on Jacob. And his pop felt the goat skin and was like, that feel like my son Esau. You can't make that up, man. Shit funny as hell. And he said, Art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, Bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat, and he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said unto him, Come near now, kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment and blessed him, and said, See, the smell of my son is as the smell of the field which the Lord hath blessed. Yeah, it smelled like a damn animal. Esau smelling like an animal. Jacob got the skin on him. His pops felt the rough goat skin that his moms put on him. He smelt the goat skin. Because you know they ain't had no all kind of no chemicals and all of that back then. You know what I'm saying? And he smelled the goat skin and said, yeah, you smell like my son Esau. Yeah, and he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment and blessed him and said, see, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field which the Lord hath blessed. Therefore, the Most High give thee of the dew of heavens and the fatness of earth and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee, right? Because it was said to her, the elder shall serve the younger, right? So it had to play out like this. Therefore, the Most High give thee of the fatness of heaven, give thee the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Yeah, that had to play out. Who every knee shall bow. That's talking about our Lord Yahweh Shah. Every knee shall bow, but it's what? It's evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah. So it had to play out like this. Therefore, the Most High give thee the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's son bow down to thee. Cursed be every one that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from hunting, and he also had made savory meat and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, who were is he that have taken venison and brought it to me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him. Yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto him, bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, thy brother came with subtlety and have taken away thy blessing. And he said, is not he rightfully named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. Now I'm thinking, yeah, this was the second time. The first one I think is in 25, where he didn't, he sold it. He sold it. But he said, oh, he supplanted, he took it from me. Where is it at? Yeah, here it go right here. I didn't read far enough. Genesis 25 and yeah, let's start at 28. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. Esau sells his birthright. Esau sells his birthright. Not Esau got beat for his birthright. He got robbed for it. He gave it up. Genesis 20, 25 and 29. And Jacob sawed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. And Jacob said, sell me this day. And that's another thing. So when you see Esau and you see Edom, that's synonymous. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die. What profit shall this birthright do to me? And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he sware unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread, pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. He despised the birthright. He despised the birthright. Let's go back to Hebrews. Hebrews chapter 12 and 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. We just read that. Came in from hunting. He didn't have a good day, or maybe he had a good day, but he was tired. Came in from hunting. He was tired. His brother was cooking. The stew wasn't, the pottage wasn't just ready yet cooked. Another clue, who loved their meat and they steak and all that blood running all out of it all over the place. That's another clue. You know what I'm saying? But he came in and he sold his birthright because it wasn't nothing he could see. He's like, man, what did this birthright gonna do me right now? Because his pops ain't passed away yet. So the birthright didn't materialize into nothing. So he like, man, God, man, you can have it. And it say right here, that's what happened. But we gonna get back to lying ass Esau too. Hebrews chapter 12 verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. Yeah, man. You sold your birthright, which wasn't yours anyway. It was meant for you. The Lord put the spirit on you, put that hunger on you, put the thought in your head to like, yeah, sure, I sell it to you. Put the thought in Jacob to ask for the birthright. The Lord did all that, man. Man's goings is of the Lord, right? Genesis, back to it. Genesis chapter 27 again, and let's go with 35 again. And he said, thy brother came with subtlety and have taken away thy blessing. But we also read that it was already predestined while they was in the womb. It was already decided by the Lord who was going to be what. We read that in Romans the 9th chapter, right? And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. No, you sold one the first time, and his mother made him do it. Jacob wasn't even going to do it. Mom's made the stew for him. Mom's put the clothes on him, and Mom told him, get in there. Why? Because the Lord told Rebekah what was supposed to happen. And behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for serving. Excuse me. And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And we read that in Hebrews the 12th chapter. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, the dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew from heaven above, and by thy sword, which would be considered a weapon, right? Back then, the sword would be considered a weapon, and now bringing it forward to now, going back to those clues, those indicators of who would be considered the nation of Edom, who is the one that's living by the weapon, what nation is ruling by the weapon. Uh-huh. Who went around all over the place destroying, dropping bombs on everybody. Everybody. Who went around doing that? Manifest destiny, huh? Genesis 27 and 39. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. It was said to her, the elder shall serve the younger, right? And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And that's what happened. That's what happened. That's what happened. That's what we dealing with right now. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. Yeah, that hatred. That hatred for his brother. Now let's get some. Let's go. Speaking of that hatred for his brother, let's go to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 2 and 1. Right? Yeah, Deuteronomy 2 and 1. Then we turned and took our journey into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea, as the Lord spake unto me, and we compassed Mount Seir many days. Okay, this is Moses leading the nation of Israel out of Egypt, right? And so they passing by Mount Seir. Let's get this. Let's establish who Mount Seir is. Genesis chapter 36 and 1. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom, right? All right. Go down to 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir, right? Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir, right? So now we coming back to why we going past Mount Seir now. We done came out of Egypt. Jacob done came out of Egypt. Told you the two main characters. So the Lord said unto him, Then we turned and took our journey unto the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea, as the Lord spake unto me, right? And we compassed Mount Seir many days. And the Lord spake unto me, saying, Ye have compassed unto the mountains long enough. Turn you northward, and command thou the people, saying, Ye are to pass through the coast of your brethren, the children of Esau, which dwell in Seir, right? We just read that in Genesis, right? Which dwell in Seir, and they shall be afraid of you. Take ye good heed unto yourself, therefore meddle not with them, for I will not give you of their land, no, not so much as a foot breadth, because I have given Seir unto Esau for possession. So the Lord didn't even want us to mingle with them. So going back to the energy, the thoughts, the vibe, the anger, all of that, to put the spirit on Esau. Yo, when my pops die, I'm going to kill my brother Jacob. And still, even years later now, when Israel done gone to a big tribe now, coming out of Egypt, the Lord still got that energy between Jacob and Esau, the main characters. Hey, Shalom, brother, Shalom. Yabashem Yahshua Barakatah. So yeah, so the main characters. So what I want to get now? Got that? Let's go. Let's go. Let's get some of that. Let's go. Got that. Joshua, let's get that. Let's get some of this animosity. That's always been there. Joshua chapter 24 and 4. Let's see that. Yeah, God. Let's go. Let's go 4. Joshua 24 and 4. And I gave unto Isaac Jacob and Esau, right? And I gave unto Isaac Jacob and Esau. And I gave unto Esau Mount Seir. And I gave unto Esau Mount Seir to possess it. But Jacob and his children went down to Egypt. So we was reading in Deuteronomy when they was coming out of Egypt. And how the Lord said, yo, don't even go over there with them. Don't deal with them people, man. Don't even meddle with them people, man. Judges, let's get that. So you think in these times that you could expect, you can't expect, yo, I had a situation with my son. My son, he had a little Edomite, calling him the N-word and all that in his building and this and that. Yo, that hate, he never even knew the guy, never said nothing to him, no nothing. Yeah, they kicked the dude out or whatever. But just, yo, that hatred, they got a real live, they got a natural hate for us, man. It's biblical, too. It's a biblical hate they got for us. Let's go. Judges 11 and 16. But when Israel came up from Israel, we reading this again, right? We read that in Deuteronomy, and we getting a little bit more parts of it right here. But when Israel came up from Egypt and walked through the wilderness unto the Red Sea and came to Kadesh, then Israel sent messengers unto the king of Edom, saying, see, Israel don't listen. Yo, Israel is hard-headed, man. The Lord told Mo, yo, don't mess with them. Didn't the Lord say, yo, don't even go their way. Don't even go in nothing. Don't go in their land. I gave them that land. Look at right here. But when Israel, Judges 11 and 16. But when Israel came up from Egypt and walked through the wilderness unto the Red Sea and came to Kadesh, then Israel sent messengers unto the king of Edom, saying, let me, I pray thee, pass through thy land. But the king of Edom would not hearken thereto. Yeah, because the Lord, just like the Lord told Moses, yo, don't go mess with, put the spirit on Moses, yo, don't go in their land, don't meddle with them, leave their land alone. He put the same spirit on Esau. Don't let them come through your land. Then Israel sent messengers unto the king of Edom, saying, Let me, I pray thee, pass through thy land. But the king of Edom would not hearken thereunto. And in like manner he sent unto the king of Moab, but he would not consent, and Israel abode in Kadesh. Then they went along through the wilderness and compassed the land of Edom and came and the land of Moab, Chinese man, and came by the east side of the land of Moab and pitched on the other side of Arnon, but came not within the border of Moab, for Arnon was the border of Moab. Yeah, everybody. Israel trying to come through everybody's land. Them heads is like, nah, they ain't with it. Okay. Yeah, we just building the story up. That little stuff. That little dissension between us. Building the story. It's always been there. All over the scriptures, man. Numbers chapter 20, Numbers 20 and 18. Hey, the same thing. Same story. Numbers chapter 20 and 14. And Moses sent messengers from Kadesh unto the king of Edom. Thus saith thy brother Israel, Thou knowest all the travail that hath befallen us, how our fathers went down into Egypt, and we were dealt in the and we dwelled in Egypt a long time, and the Egyptians vexed us and our fathers. And when we cried unto the Lord, he heard our voice, and sent an angel, and hath brought us forth out of Egypt. And behold, we are in Kadesh, a city in the uttermost of the border. Let us pass, I pray thee, through thy country. We will not pass through the fields, nor through the vineyards, neither will we drink of the water of the wells. We will go by the king's highway. We will not turn to the right hand nor to the left until we have passed thy borders. And Edom said unto them, Thou shalt not pass by me, lest I come against thee with the sword. Huh? Not only did he say, yo, you can't come in here. Moses like, yo, we gonna let us come through the land. We ain't gonna drink nothing. We ain't gonna touch nothing. We ain't gonna go left or right. We gonna stay focused. We gonna cut through, and that's gonna be it. He said, no, and if you come in here, I'm gonna get at you with this sword. I'm gonna get at you with this sword. And Edom said unto him, Thou shalt not pass by me, lest I come out against thee with the sword. And the children of Israel said unto him, We will go by the highway, and if I and my cattle drink of thy water, then I will pay for it, or only without doing anything else go through on my feet. And he said, Thou shalt not go through. And Edom came out against him with much people and with the strong hand. And Edom refused to give Israel passage through his border, wherefore Israel turned away from him, and the children of Israel, even the whole congregation, journeyed from Kadesh and came into Mount Hor. Yeah, these things. We just got our ass kicked. We just was getting our ass kicked over here in Egypt. The Lord finally heard our cries, came and saved us, and we just was running. Pharaoh trying to chase us. We running through the red with the sea getting parted and everything like this. And this nigga ready to get busy with the sword. That's Esau. What is it? I think it's, it's in Deuteronomy. Is it 21? It's don't forget, don't forget. Damn, what is? I think it's 21. I don't think it's 18. I think it's Deuteronomy 21. Let me see. Let me try 18. If not, I'm going to move on. But I know what it says. Don't forget what Amalek did to you. Don't forget what Amalek did to you and something. But we gonna keep moving on. Let's keep getting it. Let's go Obadiah though. That get into how they was just like the other nations. Doing too much. Esau was doing too much. Let's go. Let's start at 6. Obadiah, it's only one chapter, but Obadiah 1:6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are the hidden things sought up? And do his men. I have made Esau bare, right? Let's get that one. The Lord put the spirit on you, the spirit of discernment, and you'll be able to plainly see, like I was saying, the clues lay out where you can go plainly. Who is this guy? Who is Esau that the scriptures is talking about? What is the nation of Edom that the Lord, when he returned, who is that coming from Edom with dyed garments from Bible? Who is that? Who is that nation? It's plain to see. Jeremiah chapter 10, 49 and 10. Right? Can we start up high? Yeah, 7. Jeremiah 49 and 7. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Timar? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him the time that I will visit him. For I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him in the time I will visit him. Because why? Because you see Esau wilding. Esau wilding. Think about it. The Lord just whooped Egypt ass about his children. He said, he told Moses, go tell Pharaoh, let my people go. So now he just done put the boot to Egypt ass. And so now Israel walking through and traveling the way they traveling now, and Esau won't get his back all bent up and go get his sword and come after the same people that the Lord just smacked Egypt over. That's why the Lord hate him. Jeremiah chapter 49 and 9. If great gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If these by night, they will destroy till they have enough. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. He shall not be able to hide himself. Because at the end, the scriptures say, prophesy against Mount Seir. So you got to know who Mount Seir is. You got to know who that is. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, his brother is spoiled, and his neighbors, and he is not. 12. Jeremiah 49:12. For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have surely drunken. That's us. We've been punished. And art thou he that shalt altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. For I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste. Yeah. 17. Edom shall be a desolation, one that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. Yeah, man. They gonna be punished too. And then you think about it, like I said, you think about right now, who sit back and all of the shit that they did always feel like you cannot punish them for the crimes that they committed. Who is that? Who is that? Everybody else, all other nations get punished for the shit they did. Not America. Not the so-called white man. He don't get punished for nothing he did. He'll give you a check. He'll tell you he gonna give you some money. Look at the people of Tulsa, Oklahoma. The last lady died. They never gave them nothing. Gave them some a Nike contract or some Nikes, a Nike commercial, or a sneaker commercial. Slavery. What about the slave masters got reparation? They gave the slave masters money. You bring that up now. What are you talking about? We ain't get punished. We ain't do nothing. We don't deserve to get no punishment. What are you talking about? That's dumb. What are you talking about? We don't deserve nothing. It's okay though. It's gonna come back. Go back to that Obadiah. Let's get it. As you said, it said you will not go unpunished. You will assuredly drink. Let's go. Let's start at 1 and jump down. Obadiah 1:1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, that thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is on high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Again, that pride, even that. Who speaks with that pride that, we could come into your country and tell you how to treat your people, but how dare you? You better not even think about coming into the United States and telling the president of the United States how they should do the people and treat the people and this and this and that. Are you crazy? But they'll come to your country in a heartbeat. They'll send an ambassador over there. They'll send a congressman over there. They'll send anybody over there to tell you, yo, this is what we think you should do. And if you don't do it, we're going to withhold money from you. Meanwhile, over here in America, there's homeless people all over the place. Shit, even jail. Jail ain't nothing but organized slavery. Organized slavery, prison for profits. What do you mean? Where they suing states now because they States is not arresting enough people. When they've made these contracts, they made these contracts where it's supposed to be a certain amount of people in the a certain amount of people in the prison. It's supposed to be at a certain level of capacity. I think it's 85%, between 85 and 90% capacity. So that's why they got all these putting people in jail. It's organized slavery, man. Then why they got you in there? They got you making clothes. They got you making this. They got you making that. They even got telemarketers in there now, making furniture. Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is on high, saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as an eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. So now we read this part in Jeremiah the 49th chapter. If these came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some grapes? No, these heads gonna steal till they can't steal no more, man. They gonna steal, they gonna suck. Look at the Native Americans. Came over here, they helped them, teach them how to plant and teach them how to live off the land during the wintertime so they wouldn't be eating each other. And then what they get for? What did they get for? The Indian Removal Act. That's what they got for. Killed off all them Native American brothers and sisters and babies. I used to go deep into them lessons, man, in the history of how they did the Native Americans, man. They would wait until all of the men leave out of the camp, and when all of the men leave out of the camp, they would go in there and they would do all kinds of stuff to the women and children, man. All kinds of stuff, man. All kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. I ain't even gonna start talking about it. All kinds of stuff they did. If you could imagine it, they did it, man. 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? By his men. Through his men, bringing it out. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Look at all of the people that they let in. They let in here, whatever the case may be. Now they got a problem. Now they want to kick everybody out now. The Somalians, they was, oh, come on into America. And look at what you get from that happening. Look at all of these other nations that they supported and this and that. Come on in there, help us keep them down, help us suppress them, this and that. It's turning on them now. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and understanding out of the mount of Esau, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Why? For thy violence against thy brother Jacob. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. We read that he tried to come out with the sword against Jacob. Israel was getting their ass whooped by the Egyptians over there. Till the Lord finally came and got them. And so now they traveling and try to come to their land, and they coming out trying to attack them with swords. Like, you would think in your mind, like, yo, why would you go fuck with this people right here that the Lord, we know, we heard about what happened to Pharaoh and them up there, but I got that much hatred in my heart that I ain't even thinking that I'm gonna go and do something to these people right here? Crazy. That's that hatred, that blind hatred. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was one of them. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of the distress. Yeah. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of this that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. Yeah, everybody that came against Israel, Edom was right there helping. Right there helping. Come on, let's get some more. Let's keep getting it. Let's get that. Ezekiel 35:1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make it most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity. We just read about that, man. We was reading about how they said they gonna come out against you with the sword, how the Lord and Obadiah, you was in the day of their calamity, you was right there with them. You was cutting off people from escaping. You was delivering the Israelites into the hand of the people that the Lord sent against them. You was right there helping. You was a co-conspirator against your brother. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men, and thy hills. Again, why would you just seen, it wasn't no radio or no TV back then, but when something big go down, and the whole Egypt is turned upside down with plagues and this and that, and Pharaoh got his ass whooped. You know that shit spread around town. You know it spread, the word spread. So now them same people that the Lord just jacked up Pharaoh in Egypt over, you gonna go against them people? You know the Lord dealing with Moses. You gonna talk smack to Moses? Not smart, man. Not smart. Not smart. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth, and I will fill his mountains with his slain men, in thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword, and I will make thee perpetual desolation, and thy city shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. Yeah, man. We could keep reading because at the end it tells you who you're talking about. Boasting against the Most High. Ezekiel 35 and 10. Because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and I will possess it, whereas the Lord was there. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will even do according to thine anger and according to thine envy, right? Because he was mad, he jealous against Jacob for the birthright. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will even do according to thine anger and to thine envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them, and I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. And thou shalt know that I am the Lord, and that I have heard all thy blasphemies which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate, even they are laid desolate, they are given us to consume. Thus with your mouth ye have boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. Thus saith the Lord power, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate. As thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, even all of it, and they shall know that I am the Lord. Yeah, man. Sooner or later, the Lord gonna judge them, man. Like I said, the main character. When the Lord come back, he looking. He looking. When the Lord come back, he's looking, man. Let's get that Lamentations. I'm right here. Let's get that Lamentations before we go to that. Let's go, right? Lamentation 4. And Edom rejoicing will end. That's the title of it. Lamentation 41. Lamentation 4 and 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. I will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. Yeah. Doing too much. They was doing too much. They was too happy. They was overjoyed. Overjoyed with happiness. What's that I brought out last week? Psalms 83, 83rd chapter. They was all Confederate. The tabernacles of Edom and Amalek. They were right there. Amalek, top tribe of the Edomites. And they still teaming up to this day. 1-2 punch. But that's all right. Lord going good. Lord coming back to get busy. The Lord coming back to get busy. So this when the Lord returned. Let's see who the Lord looking for when he returned. It don't mention nobody else. It mentioned the elect. It mentioned the elect getting new bodies and going up with the Lord. 2/3 getting smoked and the Lord looking for Edom. That's who it mentioned when the Lord returned. The two main characters, Jacob and Esau. Isaiah 63:1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Where art thou red in thine apparel, and thine garments like him that treadeth the wine fat? I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeem is come. This is when the Lord returned right there. So all that Edom ain't around and this and that, they got to be here. Because everything, not one jot or one tittle, until all things be fulfilled, right? Roughly paraphrasing. So the Lord didn't return yet. The Lord ain't returning them chariots, so Edom got to be here. So where's Edom at? Where's Basra? Who is the modern day? Who is the descendants of Edom? Let's give us a hint. Who you could tie Edom to right now? And everybody call this Babylon. They've been making songs calling this Babylon for the longest. They've been calling this Babylon for the longest. White people and black people been calling this Babylon. So let's get it. Psalms 137. Psalms 137:7. Remember the Lord, the children of Edom, the descendants of Edom. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof, O daughter of Babylon. So the children of Edom is going to be in the predecessor, the future place that's considered Babylon. O daughter of Babylon, not the original Babylon. O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. Yeah. So now you tie Edom into Babylon. Tie Edom into Babylon. Let's get which way we gonna go? Let's get that. Go back to Genesis. I want to get that one. Get that one. Genesis 49. Genesis chapter 49:1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. Gather yourselves together, and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. Right? So again, all the things that happened, supplanted, subtlety, it all had to play out some kind of way down. Let's go down to 8. Let's go 7. Genesis 49. Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Jacob, and scatter them in Israel. Judah, who art he whom thy brethren shall praise, thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. We read that too. That was the blessing that Isaac blessed Jacob. One of the blessings. So he passing down along what was rightfully given. It was supposed to be with Israel anyway. Judah is a lion's whelp from the prey, my son. Thou art gone up. He stooped down. He croucheth as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rise him up? The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall be the gathering of all people. Yeah. And we was reading about when the Lord returned. When the Lord returned, he coming, he looking to smoke Edom. He coming to smoke Edom. Babylon, aka Babylon. Let's get that Ezekiel. Go back to Ezekiel. Yep, judgment for Moab and Edom. Because we was reading, right? When the Lord, when the Israelites was coming through, Moab was wilding, and Edom was helping Moab chase Israel around after they came out of Egypt. So yeah, so let's go. Ezekiel 25 and 11. And I will execute judgment upon Moab, and they shall know that I am the Lord. Thus saith the Lord power, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore thus saith the Lord power, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and I will cut off man from beast. So yeah, this is talking about a future prophecy, because we just read in Ezekiel 63 and 1 that when the Lord returned, Edom gonna still be around. If not, if Edom is gone, Edom ain't no more, whatever the case may be. So then why even have Isaiah 63 and 1 say that? Because it's gonna happen in the future. It's going to happen. It's a future prophecy. Ezekiel 26, 25, and 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and I will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Timon, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to my anger. Then we read in Psalms 137, happy shall he be that dash thy little ones, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord. And we read in what was that? Ezekiel the 35th chapter, that the Lord is going to do according to thy anger and thy fury that was done to us. The Lord going to give them the same thing back. Then you get this right here Revelation, right? Babylon's iniquities, right? Let's go 5. Revelation 8:18-5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled to her double. What? So all that, who and talking about going back to dashing thy little ones against the rock? Who did that? Who was feeding people kids to alligators and stuff like that? They never received no payment for that. They never received no payment for none of the crimes that they did. And they still say in their heart, who will judge me? We not going to be judged. We not going to pay for none of our crimes that we did. And how dare you even bring them up? Matter of fact, you're racist for bringing up the things that our forefathers, our ancestors did to your forefathers and your ancestors. You're racist for bringing that up. You're spewing, just talking about the things that they did, you're spewing hate by talking about it. You're the one that's spewing hate, not the people that did the actual actions. You for realizing and understanding and knowing your history and bringing it up or making sure they don't forget or whatever the case may be, you're the problem. You're the problem. Let's get that Amos. Let's get that Amos. Let's get that Amos. Amos chapter 1 and let's get 6 and jump down. Amos 1 and 6. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Gaza, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they carried away captive the whole captivity to deliver them up to Edom. Going back to Edom being down with the other nations. Edom being down with the other nations. When Israel was down, getting their ass kicked, Edom was right there, being partaking in it. Against Jacob, against thy brother Jacob, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob. And they never paid, man. They never paid. Yeah, they got jacked up, but they never paid. They never paid. Amos 1 and 9. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Tyrus, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they delivered up the whole captivity to Edom, and remember not the brotherly covenant. Yep, we read that, right? But I will send a fire on the wall of Tyrus, which shall devour the places thereof. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword. We read them. We read the scriptures where he pursued his brother with the sword, just for asking him to come through his land. Because he did pursue his brother with the sword and did cast off all pity. Like I said, man, the Lord just smoked Egypt for messing with his people. And his people is roaming, trying to travel, and you want to be one of the nations that come against that same nation that the Lord showed favor to and smoke Egypt over. Stupidity, man. The pride. Ain't nothing gonna happen to me. That same pride that you see today. Ain't nothing gonna happen to me, man. Ain't nothing gonna happen to me. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me. Because he did pursue his brother with the sword and did cast off all pity. And we read his sword is his blessing, right? And did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. Like I said, man, you still got a hand. You won't know a hand from nowhere. Nowhere. And you N-word, you nigga. Crazy. Crazy. They still finding black men being hung in America too, all over the place too. Young men in college, truck drivers and shit coming through North Carolina, no issues, no problem, and he just gonna drive through North Carolina, get out of his truck, and go somewhere and hang himself. And they say it's nothing to be investigated. Crazy. Young brother truck driver, no problems, no drama, good in life or whatever. All of a sudden he gonna drive through North Carolina and all of that and find a tree somewhere and get out and go hang him. Like, yeah, freaking right. All of the different ways you gonna take yourself. A black man ain't gonna go and hang himself on no tree. Amos 9 and 12. But I will send a fire upon Timon, which shall devour the places of Basra. Yeah, Basra gonna get it, man. That's gonna get it, man. Y'all gonna get it, man. Y'all's gonna get it. So all you want, y'all gonna get it. Y'all gonna get it. They gonna get it. They gonna get it. They going into captivity. Going into captivity. That's where you going. Going into captivity. Matter of fact, let's get that. I ain't get that one in a while. I ain't read that one in a while. Let's get it. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. We just read that they delivered up the captivity to Edom. We just read that in Amos. We read in Lamentation about our captivity. Then on top of that, you know about the captivity, yeah. That's why they try to say now, oh, the slave ships wasn't real. It didn't really happen. Oh, it wasn't that bad. Y'all enjoy slavery. We helped make y'all better as a people by putting you through slavery because we taught y'all trades and this and that. They trying all kind of shit, though. But look what the scripture said about captivity. Revelation 13 and 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. What? He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Yeah. We patiently waiting on the Lord. We patiently waiting on the Lord because we know for a clear fact that we went into captivity over here. We know with a clear fact that they pursued us with weapons. Look at Tulsa. Look at all the flooded cities all over. It's about 2 or 3 of them in North Carolina alone. Land stole, steal a man's land, kill him, and then steal his land. Because he ain't want to sell. Ridiculous, man. They ridiculous, man. Then you go, like I said, going back to the clues, Scooby-Doo. The clues. The clues. The clues pointing to who is the man. Let's get that 2 Thessalonians. Let's get that. Who is the man? That man of sin be revealed. Who is he? So yeah, we ain't gonna touch nobody. We ain't out here for no violence. Scriptures say we gonna patiently wait. And the Lord gonna let us jack y'all up when it's our turn. When it's our turn, it's gonna be our turn. Until then, we just waiting. What's that? 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, right? Yeah. Second Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Who is that? Job 9 and 24. The earth is given to the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges. If not, where? Who is he? Who is in there right now to put themselves up King David out right now? Ain't a little white kid. Little white kid. Yeah, they gonna give him a little brown tint to him, but there's a white kid. There's a white kid. All the biblical movies. Well, no, all of the biblical movies they got white people. Finger God painting. What God wrote. Exactly, Birdie. Exactly. But then look, the finger God painting where he up there with a pink nightgown on, with the naked babies on. A white man. That's white perversion shit. That's what they do. White boy Jesus all over the place. Matter of fact, let's get this one. It said Wisdom of Solomon too, ain't it? It said Wisdom of Solomon 12. Let me see if I got this one first. Let me get this one. Yeah. First Maccabees chapter 3 and 47. Then they fasted that day and put on sackcloth and cast ashes upon their heads and rent their clothes and laid open the book of the law wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. Yeah, they've been always doing this, man. This is what they've been doing for the longest, man. Trying to set themselves up. That man of sin being revealed, trying to paint themselves as God in the temple of God. Like they are God. This is what they've been doing. What we got now? We got Wisdom of Solomon, right? Yeah, I see that kind of card now. I think that my son. Yeah. I don't got no change on me, brother.
Yeah, it's 250 for the pad, but 125 get me back downtown.
Yeah.
I mean downtown Raleigh, more square.
Yeah, I ain't got no change on me, brother. You know, they be forcing heads to use their debit cards all the time. Maybe it's 14. 14, then I'm going to let it go. Ah, there you go. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, and let's go 8. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 8. But that which is made with hands is cursed, as well it as he that made it. He because he made it, and it because being corruptible, it was called God. For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto the Most High. For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the creature of the Most High they are become an abomination and stumbling blocks to the souls of men. Yeah, because they start worshiping these things, these idols made with the hands, and a snare to the feet of the unwise. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, with them two calves out there, right, in the wilderness, and the invention of them, the corruption of life. For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. For the vainglory of men they enter into the world, and therefore shall they come shortly to an end. For a father, watch this. This talking about your boy. This is applying to your boy Cedre Borgia over there, his son, the father, the Pope, right? Watch this. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 15. For a father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he had made an image of his son, soon taken away, now honored as a god, which was then a dead man, and delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices. Thus, in process of time, an ungodly custom growing strong was kept as a law, and graven images were worshipped by the commandments of the kings, whom men could not honor, and presents, because they dwell far off. They took the counterfeit of this visage from far, and made an express image of a king whom they honored, to the end that by this their forwardness they might flatter him that was absent, as if he were present. Yeah, man. This is what happened with how you get the image of a white boy Jesus from Cedre Borgia over there. The Pope, the fifth Pope or the sixth Pope, one of them two. His son passed away, old pervert over there doing all this wicked shit. And then the next thing you know, he got a portrait, and his portrait ended up being the image and the likeness of white boy Jesus. Get out of here, man. That shit. But that's him, though. Back to Esau. That was the sidetrack. Joel, let's see. Yeah, we get to it. We about to go. About to go. Get a couple more. Joel, back on Esau neck. That man of sin being revealed by his men, the Lord's men out here. 987. Demons stirring up, boy. Demons stirring up. Joel 3 and 19. Demons getting stirred up. Yep. Garner. There you go. Let's go. 7:16. Joel chapter 3 and 16. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion, and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But the Lord will be the hope of his people and the strength of his children Israel. So shall ye know that I am the Lord your power, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no strangers pass through her any more. And it shall come to pass in that day that the mountains shall drop down new wine, and the hills shall flow with milk, and all the rivers of Judah shall flow with waters, and a fountain shall come forth of the house of the Lord, and shall water the valley of Shittim. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. See? In Numbers 35 and 33, you can't shed blood in the land, because you can't cleanse that blood only by the blood of them that shed it. And so, okay, well, let's go to Revelation 1 and 7. Let's see what Revelation 1 and 7 say. About the Lord looking for people when he returns. Revelation 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. So how that's going to happen? When the Lord return, he come returning, looking, and every eye gonna see him, even the eye that pierced him. The people that killed the Lord still gonna be living? No, they reincarnated. They back again. Your soul go back to the Father, and you come back here, man. You be back here. All that burning in hell down there, your spirit down there forever. The lake of fire gonna be here, man. This gonna be the lake of fire right here. This gonna be the lake of fire. When the Lord return, the missiles popping off, and the Lord return, this gonna be the lake of fire. Babylon the Great gonna be the lake of fire. It talks about the smoke going up and everybody gonna see it, standing afar off. Revelation 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so Amen. Yeah. So the Lord coming back looking for Edom, and looking for the heads that pierced him. Let's get that Obadiah 1:18. Let's get that. Let's get Obadiah 1:18. Yeah. Obadiah chapter 1 and 18. 17. Obadiah 1:17. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance. When you heard when the Lord returned, you gonna need deliverance from the Lord's wrath. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be no loneliness, hope, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall be possessed, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and the house of Esau for stubble when the Lord returns. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken. And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plain, and they of the plain, the Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead, and the captivity of this host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto Sarapta, and the captivity of Jerusalem shall, which is in Sepharad, shall possess the cities of the south. Yeah. And the Savior shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount. And the Savior shall come up on the Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdoms shall be the Lord's. Yeah. So Esau got to be here when the Lord returns, man. Esau got to be here at the end when the Lord returns, man. He got to be here. He got to be here. He got to be here. There's no way around it. Second Ezra chapter 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the part and asunder of the times, or what, or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham to Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, the end of this ever. For Esau is the end of this world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So what, the world gonna blow up? Then it's gonna be a whole new world created? No. It's gonna be the end of his era, the end of Esau's era. So again, it's got from the very beginning, it was laid out, it was played out, and the main two characters was Jacob and Esau. And when the Lord returned, Esau gonna be top on his list. Esau gonna be top on his list when the Lord returns. So yeah, so with that one, I'm gonna close out. You know, the water for whoever checked in. So yeah, the main characters is Esau and Jacob. Esau and Jacob. Okay, I pretty much got all of them. Let me get one more. I think there's one more I can get. I got that Isaiah last week. We're gonna get this one right here and close out Isaiah. Get this Isaiah. Get this one more. Isaiah 11 and 14. Yeah, Isaiah 11 and 14. Well, we start up. Let's start up. Let's go. Because going back to 49, Genesis 49 is talking about when Shiloh returned, right? Let's go. Let's go. Isaiah 11 and 10. And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time. So who was he redeeming the first time? Was Israel. So to be down the second time, you had to be down the first time. The Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim, but they shall fly upon the shoulders of the Philistines toward the west. They shall spoil them of the east together. They shall lay their hand on Edom. They shall lay their hand upon Edom and Moab, and the children of Ammon shall obey them. Yeah. When the Lord return, Edom gonna get it, man. Edom is a big player throughout the scriptures, man. And he gonna get his reward when the Lord return. So yeah, so with that one, I'm gonna close out. I'm gonna say all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Salute to the men out here teaching the fullness of the scriptures in these times, to the hopeful elect scattered abroad, unlike unto a speckled bird, tabernacle of King David, 144,000 mighty men. I look forward to your rulership in the kingdom to come, to the remnant. Peace, blessings, salutations, man. Shalom, Israel. Shalom. See you in the kingdom, Esau.